Rise and shine, it's Cleo's time. We're making jalapeno bread today. Let's get to it. Thank you. Today, this video was suggested to me by a viewer named Bruce. I'm going to make some jalapeno cornbread without any sugar. Now, still, obviously, I love my tea, but let's make some jalapeno cornbread. For the mix, I have some white cornmeal in here. You can use white or you can use yellow. I have all of the ingredients listed down below. We're going to put in some, kind of stuck. I have some powdered milk. Actually, I have powdered buttermilk. That's what I got on hand. Just using what I got on hand instead of getting a bunch of extra things. Got some flour in there. And then I have salt. And now this is where I have onion powder. The original recipe calls for those dehydrated minced onions. But once again, whatever you got. And I got chili powder. You can also use dehydrated jalapenos to make it real kind of southwestern like. But just, in this case, just use what you got on hand. We don't need to get anything fancy. And the last little thing, some parsley. But I have all those dry ingredients I mixed in down below. To mix all those good and get those mixed up. Get everything out of there. I got the baking soda, baking powder, everything. Now that I got it, this is my mix. This is just like some of those fancy mixes. But just like all y'all, we got some payments. I got a truck payment next week, so gotta use what I'm going to use what I have on hand. Now let's get the wet ingredients, and then we'll get it all mixed up. What I did before the video is I put the cast iron skillet in the oven, and I turned on to 425. Because anytime you make any kind of jalapeno, or any kind of cornbread, no matter if it's jalapeno, sweet, whatever you want, always get that cast iron skillet super hot, because that's what makes the edges crispy and makes it extra good. All right, we got our dry ingredients here. For the wet ingredients, I just have the milk. I have an egg I'm putting in there. I'm going to use just any kind of regular oil here today. And then the last thing before we mix it up, we take a jalapeno like this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to seed the jalapeno so it isn't so hot, but if you want it hotter, you can put in one jalapeno, you can put in two, you could leave the seeds in. I'm going to take the seeds out. But basically, what I found is good for seeding a jalapeno. You cut the top off like that. Cut it down the center. You pull apart. Now make sure you wash your hands really good. If you do this, and then see like right there, I can just pull this apart. I can pull all that seeds and all that main stuff out. And I can put this aside. And then now I'm just going to cut up my jalapeno into slices. I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to put it in here, but I'm not going to take all that time to cut it up on camera. So I'll be right back. And what I did is I cut up all these jalapenos into little pieces. Now, after handling the jalapeno, make sure you wash your hands, or it's going to hurt more than a coon dog that got into a bee's nest. But I'm going to throw those pieces in here. And we're going to put all those jalapeno pieces in there. Got some nice fresh jalapeno. Unless you're like my cousin Ray Bob, that pepper spray don't work on him no more. But that's a whole different story for another day. We're going to mix this egg and these ingredients up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the wet into the dry. So at first I'm just going to start off with a couple of spoonfuls, kind of slowly put that in there. Mix those around. What we're looking for is kind of an unsweet, spicy pancake mix. Get that mixed around. Let me grab that. Could always add, this is looking a little sticky to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see like this. It's a little extra clumpy. So I think that Maybe I need just a touch more milk. I'm just get a touch more milk. I'm going to get the skillet out of the oven. Oop. Get my milk out. Just get a splash of milk there. There we go. Well, it's still kind of thick pancake batter. I know we don't want to do too much. It does actually smell really good. I mean, it's definitely making me think more of, with my sweet cornbread, it definitely goes well with milk, and it goes well with lots of other things. This is making me think of chili and beans and all that good stuff. There we go. This is more like thick, spicy pancake batter. So come on over. Let's get the skillet out of there, and let's get that cornbread cooking. Now what we're going to do is I've had that skillet in the oven, and it is super hot. So I'm going to get that guy out. It's smoking hot, but this is going to create crispy edges. You know what? Wouldn't hurt if we add a little bit of oil to that. Once you get some oil on there, make sure you're good and mix that around. It's looking a little dry there. But then let's put our cornbread in there. You can hear it sizzling on there. This isn't going to get edge to edge. Maybe I should have doubled or tripled the recipe. I'm going to make a big old cornbread. What we're going to do is we're going to leave it in a clump like this, kind of in the center. I said I should have probably made a lot more. We're going to put it back in the oven, probably only 15 to 20 minutes. Let me wash off my hands, and we'll get it in the oven. And I'll see you in 15 to 20 minutes. Hot dang, it's done. I'm going to get this out. Now, this only cooked for about 15 minutes because I made a small one. If you had, you can see right there, that's very nice and golden. Of course, with everything's better with butter. Got my butter right here. I'll put some butter all over this. We're going to get a piece. Once again, this is a viewer suggested video. They asked for a video that I made, my sweet cornbread. Instead of that, I made something with jalapenos and low sugar. Well, I had a blast looking up jalapeno cornbread and finding recipes for it. If you have a video suggestion in the future, please drop it down in the comments down below. And who knows, I may be making your suggested video in the future. But let me finish melting this butter on here. I'm going to get it out, and we're going to take a bite. I got the jalapeno cornbread done. So this was a suggested cornbread to make that Bruce suggested. I make a low sugar jalapeno cornbread. I looked it up. I had fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and give this a try. That is so good. My normal cornbread goes great in milk. I think this would go really great with some chili or some beans or something along those lines. Especially if you do some like Texas chili, get some big old hearty chili. This would be perfect for that. Please tell me down below what your favorite kind of cornbread is, or you have a suggestion for a recipe for the future. I'd love to hear from you. Like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.